students, today we will discuss refraction at a spherical surface. So as we saw in mirror, so what happens spherical aberration. So we are not getting exactly focus when f is equal to r by 2. So that time, so when this condition will achieve, so when a mirror which is having aperture very less and it should have a paraxial rays, right? So that time we will get a single focus. But whenever you are considering a spherical surface, you will not get like that. So what happens? Image will be blurred, enlarged like that. So what happens to the refraction? So this condition is not holds good for spherical surfaces, for lenses. So when you are considering a spherical surfaces, what happens to the refraction? That we will see. Okay. So for that, refraction. Spherical surfaces. For this, so whenever we are considering this refraction, so we have to consider a medium. So this is a medium, okay, one medium, so which is having refractive index n2, and this is another medium which is having the refractive index n2. So this medium is separated, these two mediums are separated by an arc of spherical surface. So y, p, y dash. So this is a arc. Okay. So here the line which is passed through the pole of the spherical surface, that we will call the principal axis. X dash is a x, p, x dash is the principal axis of this spherical surface. So this spherical surface is like a sphere, right? This is a sphere. So which is having a center here. So that we will call as a center of curvature C. Okay. So here object is there. So that object we will call as a pole. That is a point object. Okay. So ray which will incident like this way. Okay. So this will be incident like this way. So what happens? So whenever you are considering a spherical surface, so the normal, so as you know, this is the incident ray means you should draw normal. So normal is in a spherical surface always from the center of curvature. Okay. So this is a normal. Okay, AC is a normal. So what happens? The incident ray, so it will bend. Suppose if you are considering this is a regular medium, this is a denser medium, so it will bend towards the normal. If you are considering this is a denser, this is a regular, it will bend away from it. Assume here this is a regular medium, this is a denser medium. Then what happens? It will bend towards the normal. So this is a normal. So ray will bend towards the normal. So in order to get image, two rays you should incident. So this is the one another ray. So this ray is exactly perpendicular, means 90 degree between incident of the surface. So angle of incidence is 0. So what happens? It will not bend, so it will go straight. Okay. So you get the image here. So this will be as. So as you know Cartesian sign conventional rule. So what is that? So all distance should measure from pole, right? From pole only you should measure the distance. Pole to this and pole to that. Okay. So pole to object. So that distance will be object distance u, and pole to image. So that distance will be image distance v, and pole to the center of curvature. So that distance will be the radius of curvature r. And one more thing. So what is the sign convention? So whether it is positive or negative. So always it depends upon the incident ray. So incident ray. If incident ray will be in this direction, then in this direction whatever it Next, so this is angle alpha we will call, this is angle beta we will call, and this is angle gamma we will call. So first, consider a triangle, okay, that is O. Consider a triangle O. So you just name here as M. O M P. Sorry, O M C. Consider a triangle O M C. Triangle O M C. Consider a triangle O M C. In O M C, so angle I is the exterior angle, right? So O M C will be like this way. O M C. Here angle I is there. Here alpha is there. Here beta is there. So angle I is the exterior angle. So exterior angle is the sum of the interior, opposite interior angles. So what happens here? So I is equal to alpha plus beta. Okay. Next, consider triangle CMI. Triangle CMI. So from that, beta is the exterior angle. So once again, so exterior angle is equal to the sum of the opposite interior angles, R plus gamma. Beta is equal to R plus gamma. So we want R is equal to beta minus gamma. Okay, understood? So we got now I value and we got R. Now just consider a condition that, so whenever you are considering a rays, paraxial rays, that time what happens? The rays, this is an enlarged ray. So if you are considering a paraxial rays, so this is a pole, this is the object distance O, then the rays will be very much closer like this way. So that time you will get the angle very much less. Means, so whatever A is there, here M is there, so M will be there. So MT is an arc. It will behave like an arc for alpha, and here beta, and here gamma. And here if you are considering this is the center of curvature, angle I also less, angle R also less, alpha, beta, gamma, everything will be lesser value. So that will become smaller value. So whenever you are considering the paraxial rays, first condition what happens? M is very much near to P. So M is near to P means what happens? This will act as a arc. MP is act as a arc for alpha, beta and gamma. And then what happens? Angle I and R becomes small. I and R becomes small. Next, alpha, beta, gamma also becomes small. Becomes small. Why it becomes small? So whenever we are considering the paraxial rays, the rays will not have this much distance. So that will be very much close to one from one to another. They are very much closer. So here one ray is there. So too much closer. So another ray OM will be there. Okay. So this will be act as a arc in P. So now consider triangle OMP. In triangle OMP, so tan alpha if you are considering, tan alpha is equal to, what is tan alpha? Opposite. So I told you this will act like a arc. So opposite by adjacent. So what is this? Arc of MP. Arc of MP divided by OP. OP is what? OP is nothing but minus U. Next, consider a triangle CMP. Triangle CMP. In that, tan beta is equal to, once again this will act like a arc. So opposite. So this is a adjacent. What is that one? PC. PC is nothing but radius of curvature. Next, consider a triangle PMI. Sorry, MIP. Consider a triangle MIP. So there tan gamma is equal to, once again, so this is a arc of MP divided by, what is this? PI adjacent. So PI is nothing but image distance, that is B. Okay, understood? So we got tan alpha, tan beta and then tan gamma. So as we know refraction condition. What is the refraction condition? So refraction is equal to N1I is equal to N2. So from the previous, so here we derived. So I is what? N1 alpha. I is nothing but alpha plus beta. So I is equal to alpha plus beta and beta R is equal to beta minus gamma. So already we derived here first from the previous one. Okay. So whatever I got right now. So here I becomes alpha plus beta, that is equal to N2. R is what? Beta minus gamma. Okay. Next, take N1 alpha plus N2 beta is equal to N2 beta minus N2 gamma. Okay. N1 alpha plus N2 gamma is equal to N2 minus N1 beta. So what is alpha value? Already you are having. What is that alpha? Alpha of Fp minus u. So N1 into arc of Mp divided by minus u plus, what is gamma? Gamma is nothing but arc of Mp into arc of Mp divided by v, that is equal to N2 minus N1. What is beta? Beta is nothing but arc of Mp divided by r. So arc of Mp, arc of Mp, arc of Mp will cancel. So what you will get? N1 minus u plus N2 by v is equal to N2 minus N1 divided by r. Okay? So you can write N2 by v minus N1 by u is equal to N2 minus N1 by r. So this is a relation for a radius of curvature, because here we are not getting a single point. F is equal to r by 2 is not holds good for lenses. So this is a relation for a refraction by an spherical.